If you're trying to improve your posture, some postural devices can be really helpful. Others look really good, but they're next to useless. So in this video, I show you the best and worst of postural devices. First off, I'll explain what happens in your body when you have poor posture, so you can understand why some of these devices work or don't. When we spend too much time with our head and shoulders forward, the spinal joints seize up in a position with too much flexion in the upper mid-back, and this pushes the head forward. The joints that get restricted tend to be between C7 and T3 or 4, sometimes even down to the mid-thoracic spine, and the muscles adjust to this position. So we need something to stretch us the other way, to extend and straighten that part of the upper back. We need to stretch muscles that pull our head and shoulders forward. We need to strengthen muscles that pull our head and shoulders back. And finally, we need to change our poor posture habits. Okay, let's start off with a classic, the posture corrector or brace. This essentially just pulls our shoulders back and it increases our awareness of our position slightly, but it actually does very little to improve the position of our neck and our upper back. And if anything, it makes our muscles weaker because we're relying on the brace instead of our muscles. So braces can be helpful, but in small doses only, for an hour or two a day at most, but that's it. How about a neck cloud or a RestCloud? These could actually help some people with a sore neck that have a rigid, straight neck. But it doesn't really extend the upper back because it's placed too far up the spine. So this may help some people with neck pain, but it's not much help for posture. And the posture pump does something very similar. It might help with straight or sore necks, but not really for posture. How about this back stretcher or back cracker as they're called? They can be helpful if your lower mid-back is stiff and flexed, but they extend the back too far down the spine to help with posture. And they can aggravate some people's lower back, so you have to be careful with them. Oh, and look, an expensive pole that only extends the arms. So what can help? Well, two very handy things, one of which you already have. The first is a simple bath towel. Lying face up with a rolled towel underneath the mid-back extends the upper thoracic spine just where you need it, by using gravity to bring the head back relative to the mid-back. And you can vary the height and density of the towel roll to suit your body type and flexibility. Coupled with other exercises to mobilise the spine, stretch tight muscles and strengthen others, you can do almost everything you need at home with very little more than a floor, a wall and your trusty towel. I'll leave links to videos on how to do those exercises. But it leaves just one step unaddressed. Something to change our postural habits, which tend to be very ingrained. The cheapest way is to just use a chiming app that tings every 15 minutes or so to remind us to sit up straight when we're doing desk work. But the best I've found to help change our postural habits at a desk is an upright go-to, because it tells you as soon as you slouch. The upright go-to is a little electric device that you stick on your upper spine that measures the incline of your spine. Once you start to slouch, it vibrates to remind you to straighten up. You still need to do exercises to mobilise, strengthen and stretch, but this little device helps you to correct bad postural habits, especially at a desk. You sit up straight, press a calibration button to set that position as the good posture default for the next hour or two, and it starts assessing the inclination of your spine. With the app, you can vary the amount of time that it detects bad posture before it vibrates, how strict it is on the inclination before alerting you, and the intensity of the vibration. It even advises you on a recommended daily amount of usage for each day that slowly increases. Just having it on made me more conscious of my position. I found myself looking down with my eyes rather than my head. I'd recommend putting it just below the neck so that it detects both your neck and upper back position. Now, it's not perfect. I have read about connection issues between the app and the device, and the app draining people's phone batteries, but personally I didn't experience any of those issues. Anyway, there you go. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing because it always really helps. And if you've tried one of these postural devices, let us know what your experience was like in the comment section below. Okay? Cheers.